Guys, this story right here is so hilarious to me. It is so hilarious because the progressives are learning a hard lesson in politics right now, right? I keep telling you guys this because it's true. Our government is not designed for the extremes on any end of the political spectrum to succeed, right? It's not designed for the majority to get everything that they want without thinking about the minority. That's why in Congress, in politics, you have to compromise. Okay? It's about getting the best option that everybody's willing to accept. And that requires compromise. Okay? And the progressives don't necessarily believe in compromise. They don't believe in compromise. Okay? They believe that they should have everything they want when they want it, or else you are against them. And also the progressives have a double-edged sword when it comes to their progressive social politics, right? Because this story right here is going to show that you reap what you sow, okay? The pendulum always swings the other way. When you get in bed with a certain ideology, with a certain far left social movement, it's going to come back and haunt you. It is haunting them in the worst way possible. It's haunting them on the legislation. Let me explain. Because Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema, right, was one of the senators, along with Joe Manchin, who Democrats, that were up in the air about the $15 an hour minimum wage. Now, as you guys know, the Senate parliamentarian has said no to the $15 an hour minimum wage. Now, the Senate Democrats are trying to override that by trying to add an amendment into the bill anyways. Now, that's something that Bernie Sanders has been pushing for. So the Senate actually had a roll call vote on the $15 an hour minimum wage. And basically, this was an opportunity for the Democrats to show if they really, really want the $15 an hour minimum wage. Now, unsurprisingly to me, there were about 8 Democrats that said no, that they did not want the $15 an hour minimum wage, including Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin, right? The two most prominent Democrat senators that has said before that, you know, they were sketchy about the $15 an hour minimum wage. Now, progressives are upset, okay? They're upset. Specifically at Kyrsten Sinema, not only because she voted no, but because of the way that she did it, okay? And also the way that she responded, which is in the most hilarious way possible. So let's take a look at Kyrsten Sinema going to give her vote for the $15 an hour minimum wage.
Miss Sinema.
All right, let's play that again for you guys. You can see here, she
Miss
kind of
Sinema,
does
Miss
this
Sinema.
little thumbs down motion. This, yeah, get that out of here.
Miss Sinema.
No $15 an hour minimum wage for you guys today.
Miss
Yeah.
Sinema.
So people are upset about that. The progressives are so upset about that. Okay, they're so upset that they requested an explanation from her office. Okay, they said, listen, what's up with this? Why are you voting down on this? We demand answers. Now, Kyrsten Sinema is, I think, the first openly bisexual senator. So she's LGBTQ. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is not just because, you know, she's, you know, bisexual, whatever, but it's really because it probably means that, you know, she's probably very progressive, right, socially. So that means she's probably pretty woke, right? And her response to the criticism is as woke as it gets. So Kyrsten Sinema's office was asked about this. Why did she give this hand gesture in a way that a lot of people think is belittling those who are living in poverty, that make minimum wage? She said that the inquiry was sexist. She says, quote, commentary about a female senator's body language, clothing, and physical demeanor does not belong in a serious media outlet. And this was told from a spokesperson for Sinema to the Huff Post. She said it was sexist. When asked about why she voted down on the $15 an hour minimum wage, her answer was, it's sexist. Commentary about a female's senator's body language, clothing, and physical demeanor does not belong in a serious media outlet. So basically, she pulled a sexism card, guys, to justify not giving an explanation of her vote. Keep in mind, she has supported raising the minimum wage before. She supported this before. How ironic is that the progressives, who are so gun-ho about woke politics and identity politics in the Me Too movement, where everybody's offended, right? Everything is sexist, everything is racist. For them to get a response saying that they're sexist for asking her about why she voted the way she did. Why did she give a thumbs down in a dancing type way to such a serious issue like that? A serious issue to the progressives. Because obviously, guys, you know me, how I stand on the $15 hour minimum wage. It's just hilarious. And like I said, this is why I said you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. Because the progressives have embraced this radical left social movement, this radical left idea that everything is offensive, everything is racist, everything is sexist. And they also have embraced their radical left policies. And when it comes to getting their radical left policies implemented, which is what a lot of these people really care about, is the policy. Lo and behold, one of their LGBTQ senators votes down on the legislation. And then when asked about it, says that inquiries about her voting down are sexist. Again, how ironic is that, guys? I mean, it's so funny in my mind because the progressives signed up for this. They signed up for a world where anytime you question somebody about something, you can be seen as a racist or a sexist. Well, that's an acceptable thing that people can say if criticized. And that's what she did. So she didn't have to answer no questions. And look, it came back to bite them in the butt. The pendulum always swings the other way. So, but see, the real problem with the progressives is that they want everything, right? They don't want to compromise on nothing. You know, again, I'm against the minimum wage, the raising the minimum wage $15 an hour. But Mitt Romney and Tom Cotton did propose minimum wage boost to, I think, $10 or $11 an hour, along with using E-Verified to make sure that companies aren't hiring illegal labor. Josh Hawley has came out in support of raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour for employees that work at publicly traded companies. So there are Republicans who may be able to get on board with raising the minimum wage. But there's no way that the minimum wage will ever be raised to fit from $7.25 to $15 an hour. It's not going to be doubled in one legislation. And the progressives got to understand that's how policy works. Right? If you want the minimum wage raised, you're going to have to work with people like Romney, Josh Hawley, Tom Cotton, Joe Manchin, the Kyrsten Sinemas, and you might have to accept $10. And then you might have to come back a couple years later or 3 years later and try to get it to $12. And then maybe 3 or 4 years later after that, maybe get it $15. That's the way it's going to have to go down, because if you try to get it, double it at one time, it's never going to happen. These senators are not going to vote on it. It's too much risk. Too many people might lose jobs and then turn around and blame the minimum wage. That's why they're not trying to vote for it. That's why they're not trying to vote for it. That's why they don't want it. Joe Biden doesn't want it. Kamala Harris doesn't want it. If you know that all these people don't want it, the progressives are going to need to start doing some compromising. But like I said, I mean, this is purely a political analysis video. I don't want the minimum wage raised. Matter of fact, in my ideal world, that probably wouldn't be a minimum wage. Right? It's purely a state issue in my opinion. But, you know, I just found this story funny in how a LBGT senator turned down one of the progressives' most prized policy proposals in the funniest way possible, and then didn't want to take questions about it. And people that asked her questions are sexist. And it's so funny Because again, this is what the progressives deserve. The progressives are too far left on social issues. If the progressives just move to the right on social issues, honestly, they would probably get a lot more done. They would probably get a lot more people behind their movement. And now they want to cancel Kyrsten Sinema. They want to primary her, right? They try to criticize Trump. When Trump wants to primary people, anybody that doesn't agree with him. Well, the progressives, y'all want to primary anybody that doesn't agree with you. That's politics, right? So at the end of the day, this was just a funny story. Let me know what you guys think about this. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.